Well, I am going to give you a slide with information. This talk is going to be from my heart because there is no formal research base to support what I'm speaking about. Those studies are being done. Let's talk about, let me just get a quick hand raise, and I apologize for doing this. How many APPs sitting in here? Beautiful, lots and lots and lots. Okay, so I'm going to speak to APP colleagues as well as urologists. So again, what should we expect? I'm going to let the objectives speak for themselves. Other than the fact that I practice as an APP, I have no relevant disclosures. So first off, I will tell you that we are lucky. AUA endorsed the use of APPs through a formally defined role with a board-certified urologist. They were an early adapter. It's true to say that AUA has been an early adapter of the importance of APP practice. It was endorsed in November 2014. And certainly collective experience, you can see this from this morning, APPs fulfill multiple very, very useful to essential roles within a urology practice. Now, this is not news to you. I heard you speak this morning, and I heard you talk about your experiences for those of you who are urologists in the audience. You have a well-established, competency-based program for training. It's going to certainly include a residency, may include a fellowship, and you've heard from both of those particular models this morning. The difference, of course, is that there are more pathways to become an APP. Okay, you can be a PA or you can be a nurse practitioner, but of course it's a far less structured model. For the nurse practitioner, it is currently at the master's level exclusively in the United States, meaning that you may not get a nurse practitioner certification in the United States with less than a master's earned degree. It is rapidly moving to what's called the DNP. It's a Doctor of Nursing Practice. So it would be doctoral preparation. Physician's associates, and I am going to use the AAPA's term for that. I realize that in some states it's still regulated as physician's assistant. I'll let them speak to that. They're very eloquent about that, but I'll use physician's associate this morning. Again, they are increasingly prepared at the master's level. There are still some undergraduate programs that I could find online. Both groups are going to be licensed. They're going to be certified individually. Nurse practitioners through various certifications. For us, two groups, physician's assistants, they're going to have the AAPA, the associated NCCPA. Obviously, these certification boards, just like the AUA versus the ABU, have to be separate. This is legally prescribed. They're both going to be licensed either through a state board of medicine, a board of nursing, or in the vast majority of states at this point, there's going to be a combined board that's going to have representatives from each of the two boards to look at that. This is for NPs, of course. Now then, the absence of this formalized post-training creates challenges of incorporating the APP into the urology team. As you look at 2023, there were 148 residency training programs in the United States with the exception of the military programs. The median length of training is 5 years, so there's some small amount of flexibility in that. There were 5 active APP fellowship training programs. They all actually had a 12-month length of training. The PA training is by design generalist. APP-NP training does have some specialties, but they have nothing to do with urology. They are anesthesia, primary versus acute care, and some other things based on age. So you have pediatric, you'll have psych mental health, and then you'll have individuals who do adults and older adults, the so-called adult gero. Okay, so as you see that these are not designed specifically looking at a specialty surgical practice such as urology, though that does not mean that there are valuable roles within that. So how to effectively facilitate APP practice in a urologic service. So first off, what is mentorship? It's an active process of helping and guiding another person to support their career. Again, there needs to be connection, conversation, community, and culture. And I'm going to submit you that there is, though I'll give you an example. One of my mentors was Bill Steers. Bill Steers and I were never best buddies, but we always kept a productive, positive, and useful professional relationship to the day that I lost him. Okay, I lost him to disease, okay? And that was a devastating blow and remains a devastating blow. It is personal though it does not mean you have to be best buds. It's not Fred and Barney. It's professional colleagues. Okay, now then, what are the guiding principles? Well, first off, you need to be able to expect that the APP will engage in self-learning. There are resources that exist now that did not exist when I started in '79. And they include, there's the AUA core curriculum for advanced practice providers. Okay, there are other things. There's an SASP for PAs. SUNA has increasing good programs for advanced practice providers in urology. Number two, I'm now speaking to my APP colleagues. You should seek out, and speaking equally to urologists, you need to actively engage in a mentorship relationship with APPs for you to get the most out of your APP relationship. It is an active seeking out on both levels. I will tell you that the structure under which the APP was hired is critical to success. I was hired not under the health system. I was hired by Jay Gillenwater, reflecting a desire from Bill Steers to have a urologic APP who was dedicated to the Department of Urology, the Urology Service of the University of Virginia. They wanted another member of the urology team. Plug and play, hired by a health system, does not provide that model, period. So I'm very strong about that, and I know that that's a controversial statement. I'm happy to take my black eye and my lumps over that. The other thing that an APP is increasingly able to do is to seek out other advanced practice providers for mentorship. When I was around, again, we were so few and far between. I was the first APP hired by UPG, the University of Physicians Group at University of Virginia, period, in any specialty whatsoever. Not that I was that special. It was Bill Steer and Jay Gillenwater's vision that got me into that. Okay, so the good news, though, is you do have Terrence, you've got Sarah, you've got all kinds of individuals that you can look to. Look to the combination. Seek out a virtual community. There are very vibrant, ongoing online discussions from the AUA, the Society of Urologic Nurses and Associates, the American Academy of Nurse Practitioners Association, and the American Academy of Physicians Associates. And these are very, very helpful. Do look outside of your community. And finally, seek out networking. It is my opinion, I saw one of my urology colleagues gently and appropriately chide a new APP. He said, "You weren't there. You should have been there." That's very important. And I completely concur with that level of importance. Okay? And finally, I'm speaking now specifically to the urologist. Your APP is not a urologist in training. You're going to have to find a sweet spot between yourself and your colleague. That sweet spot exists when she or he is addressing the fire in their gut, what they want. In addition to that sweet spot, you need to be able to address and to ensure that they are fulfilling the needs of your practice as an individual, your practice within the larger practice. I'm going to speak to my APP colleagues, seek out examples of other APPs practicing within your community and in your region. For the urologist, expect your APP colleague to participate in self-guided and structured education. Be prepared to facilitate your APP colleague to add procedures to their skill mix. Taryn has already given you a description of that. And finally, maintain an open and flexible attitude regarding how your APP colleague can contribute to your facility's urologic service. Again, seek out opportunities for the APPs, maintain an open and flexible attitude. You must realize that you, just like everyone else, I bet every specialist urology here still sees that general diagnosis. In turn, we will see diagnoses outside of our preferred specialty, outside of our, our biggest skill set. And finally, guide your APP mentee towards opportunities to establish that supportive community. Embrace the advances. We are not seeking to replace your practice, urology colleagues. We are seeking to complement it. I purposely don't hold independent practice status within the Commonwealth of Virginia, just like Taryn made the decision. Not that I'm opposed to it. I'm in favor of it. I'm thrilled it exists. But my practice within that urology department is part of a team. That's the way I define my practice. Please give your APPs independence. Give them input, and together partner towards what's going to be the best relationship for your practice. I'll leave you with those thoughts, and I thank you for your time.